For our next presenter, kicking off the second phase of the evening, will be Todd Alexander and Lindsay Lazo from AMProtection.
Hi, my name's Todd Alexander, and I'm co-founder of AMProtection, and we're seeking to license our antimicrobial coating for urinary catheters to catheter manufacturers. Look to your left. Now look to your right. 1 out of the 3 of you will have a medical implant at some point in your lifetime. This could be something large and permanent, like a knee or hip, or something more temporary, like a catheter. In particular, urinary catheters are life-saving devices for hundreds of thousands of people each year. However, when they all too often become infected, they go from being $1 devices up to $4,500 unreimbursed nightmares, leaving patients in excruciating pain and doctors left to choose between a dwindling supply of antibiotics. Adding to these costs, these infections are known as never events, or events that never should have happened in the first place, to be unreimbursable by Medicare and Medicaid, leaving heavy cost burdens on hospitals and patients alike. Additionally, all of these infections are treated with traditional antibiotics, which carry with them the threat of antibiotic resistance in bacteria, which is projected to cost over $100 trillion and kill more people a year than cancer by 2050 if we don't act now. At AMProtection, we ask the question, why wait until tomorrow to fight today's infections? Thus, we have developed a coating based on surface, tethered, antimicrobial peptides to prevent 80% of these infections from occurring in the first place, all without promoting resistance. The $1 billion and growing urinary catheter market consists of 4 major players, or our potential customers. Half comprises of uncoated catheters, and half comprises of coated catheters, including ineffective silver, potentially toxic chemicals, and traditional antibiotics, which again carry with them that threat of antimicrobial resistance. Additionally, all these agents are loosely attached to the surface, reducing their long-term efficacy and allowing for potentially toxic side effects. Our coating chemistry is tightly coupled to the catheter surface, allowing us to deliver our peptides over a longer period of time in a non-toxic way. An infection associated with a $1 catheter costs on average $1,000 to treat per case. Our closest competing products, silver-coated catheters, sell for approximately $14 each. With scale-up in manufacturing, we believe that we could sell our coated catheter for $10 each with significant margin. Our financial projections are based on the over 50 million antimicrobial catheters sold per year in the US and will depend upon our stage of development as well as the licensee. We anticipate to generate revenue in 2 years, at which point we'll begin development for other applications such as for PICs and for CVCs, leading to multiple revenue streams as an R&D company. We're still in the early stages of development as funded by non-dilutive funding sources, leading to animal studies. Successful animal studies will significantly increase our value, allowing us to establish strategic partnerships with our potential customers for pilot studies and FDA clearance, and our path to market is through licensing. We are currently at the beginning of raising $750,000 in order to take us through animal studies, at which point we'll enter the FDA as a Class 2 510(k) medical device. My co-founder Lindsay and I started this company while at WPI, well, I'm still here, with significant expertise in antimicrobial peptides as well as designing and evaluating functional medical devices. Our advisor, Dr. Terry Camasano, has over 10 years experience with antimicrobial peptides. And our vision is to become the premier biotech company supplying antimicrobial coating solutions for medical devices to help stop this problem of resistance. In order to help us do this, we have a great team of advisors that we put together. On the regulatory side in particular, I'd like to point out Mary McNamara, who's done over 200 510(k) applications, including those for coated urinary catheters. We have clinicians on our team, including Dr. Sokoloff in urology and Dr. Waite in infectious diseases, who uniquely understand this problem. We also have a great team on the business side with seasoned CEOs and founders of biotech companies and medical device companies, as well as significant manufacturing, quality, and technology expertise. With our patent-pending coating, we can give our customers, catheter manufacturers, the competitive edge they're seeking in their competitive landscape by being the first antimicrobial coated catheter to tackle the problem of resistance head-on. So we ask again, why wait until tomorrow when we arrive at the post-antibiotic era without any alternatives? With tomorrow's antimicrobials, AMProtection can start reducing these infections, cutting hospital and patient cost burdens, but most importantly, saving lives today. Thank you.
So Todd, great presentation. You probably know that in this field, every company has had a study that showed that their coated catheter really worked, and then there were other studies, independent studies, that showed that coated catheters really didn't work. And so there's a high degree of skepticism. What data do you have to show that your coating is better than other coatings at this point, and then how are you going to overcome that skepticism in the marketplace?
So of course, so so there's antimicrobial catheters on the market with traditional antibiotic coatings. Again, the major problem there is bacterial resistance. Our coating is based on antimicrobial peptides, and not to get too deep into the science, but they have a non-specific mechanism of action, which makes resistance extremely unlikely. As far as silver goes, you're right. Benchtop, there's probably not much of a difference that we show. The only thing I can say is we're actually going to work. Just believe me on that. We'll get more data to back that up. But then for the other coatings, so chlorhexidine and nitrofurazone, they have been shown to be somewhat effective. However, if you can imagine, and don't do this too hard, but getting a catheter isn't exactly a pleasant experience, or getting catheterized. And those agents actually add to patients' discomfort as well. And then there's a few other things that we suspect, and we have some early data on that for example, I think we'll be able to actually help with the wound healing process of the damaged uroepithelium, but again, that needs to be demonstrated more fully.
So just a related question. So have these surface tethered antibiotics been demonstrated to work in any other applications?
So there's only one currently approved by the FDA, and it's for use in food products. It's niacin, and it's added as like a food preservative. These peptides show a lot of promise, but as of now, there's no currently FDA-approved product on the market with antimicrobial peptides.
Or any research, just any research tests?
Oh yeah, they're extremely effective. They're extremely effective at killing a wide range of microorganisms, including the resistant ones.
As a follow-up, so is there ex vivo data on ex vivo ureters? Is there, what bench data do you have to show that you're better than chlorhexidine or silver?
So we've actually done head-to-head comparisons against silver, and we've actually gotten better killing. It's really easy to go online and buy these catheters. We've shown we've been able to bind to the catheter surface. We're able to sterilize using ethylene oxide, and that doesn't affect activity. We kill, MRSA, resistant E. coli, etc. And we show that, that we are non-toxic to human cells and uroepithelial cells. In fact, they actually seem to like to grow better on our surface. So we're still relatively early, but we have a lot of good indications that as we move forward that things will work well.
And is your business model that you're going to be a coating company or a catheter company?
A coating company. The peptide in this case has broad applications across a wide array of medical devices. So ideally, we'd like to license for field of use. Although again, we're open, to a number of different possibilities.
Are you working out of the university, out of WPI right now, or are you a separate lab? And then the raise that you want, is that going to be, what is that going to be used for?
Certainly. So I'm still a PhD student, so I'm kind of tied to the university. I'm hoping to get out of here sooner than later. Lindsay's graduated. And so right now, I would say we're still based out of the university. We have a good relationship with WPI. We just talked to our program officer for the SBIR. We should be hearing back in about a month. And so that would help us get out of WPI. It might take us downstairs to MBI, so it wouldn't be that huge of a difference. And then we're also looking to raise $750,000 of diluted funding as well, which should take us to a couple value inflection points.
Thank you, Todd.